Okay, so a good day to everyone. Um, for this discussion, obviously I will discussing it asynchronous since I will not be able to attend or I cannot be able to attend our class. So I'm making this video lecture in order for us not or in order for the topics to be discussed on time and para walang delay. So this will be, I think, the last topic for the yun. So I think this will be the last topic on the poultry farm, on the chapter about poultry farm. So I will discuss about the location, the characteristic of a good poultry farm. I've also discussed about the design principles for the poultry farm, for a broiler farm, and then for a egg farm or layer farm. So now, under the syllabus, the last topic or subtopic under poultry farm, we have the cleaning and disinfection. Okay? So it is an integral part sa isang poultry farm that we practice cleaning and disinfection either before the production or before the arrival of the poultry species or after the market of or the after you sell all of your poultry species, then you need to clean and disinfect it before you actually go to another cycle. So that will be our discussion for today, which is on the cleaning and disinfection. So when we say cleaning, first let's discuss about cleaning. When we say cleaning, it must precede disinfection since the potency of most disinfectant may greatly reduce by organic matter. Like for example, droppings, spit dust, accumulation. So, ang ibig sabihin nito, you need to first clean the premises, the equipments, the area, or anything that you need to clean and you need to disinfect, you need to clean it first. When I say cleaning, it is where you remove all of the organic matters that are present in that area or in that equipment or materials. So you need to remove droppings since we are dealing with poultry species. You need to remove droppings, the waste, feathers that might be stuck on the materials or on the ground, feed dust, or any other foreign objects that is considered organic matter or any other foreign objects that can impair or prevent the action of the disinfectant, you need to remove first. So this is where cleaning comes into play. So you cannot effectively disinfect an area if you do not clean it first. So, yun. Laging tatandaan when it comes to cleaning and disinfection, kaya nga tinatawag na cleaning and disinfection. Mas mauna si cleaning kaysa disinfection. So, similar lang sa pag-practice, mauuna talaga si cleaning. Okay? So, cleaning is best accomplished by the use of a pressure hose with or without detergent. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, in order to remove all of the organic matters, those foreign objects that are present in the area or on your equipments or materials, you need to uh, use pressure hose kasi the pressure hose, the force of the water coming from the hose is enough in order to remove the manures, the feathers that are stuck, the feeds that accumulate. So it is a best practice that you use a pressure hose. So with or without detergent. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, if you deem it easier to remove that certain foreign object or organic matter, then you opt for pressure hose that is purely water or without detergent. And then if you deem it hard to remove, then doon papasok yung maglalagay ka ng detergent doon sa pressure hose. But either way, kailangan na ma-remove. Yun yung general principles when it comes to cleaning and disinfection. Kailangan ma-remove muna yung mga organic matters and foreign objects that can impair or prevent yung action ng disinfectant. Okay? So, disinfectants do not act instantly. So, thus, time must be allowed for the germicidal effect. Ang ibig sabihin yan, once naka-clean ka na, so you are ready to disinfect, nag-disinfect ka na, ang ibig sabihin yan, you need to allot time. Depende dun sa manufacturer, depende dun sa disinfectant, it can be as it can be 30 minutes or longer, it can be as short as 30 minutes, or it can be as long as 2 hours, 3 hours, so depende dun sa disinfectant. But, yun nga, kailangan that you need to allot time in order for that disinfectant to work. So, kailangan yan. Okay? Hindi pwede na nag-disinfect ka and then sibugam adagos tidanong. So, hindi pwede yun. Okay? Kasi mawawala lang yung disinfectant without actually having the effect or applying the effect into the area. So, kailangan that you need to allot time first. Or you need to allot time in order for it to become effective. So, most disinfectants act more effectively when applied in solutions. Bakit? Kasi solutions penetrate a greater depth, thus killing more organisms. So, ang ibig sabihin yan, when it comes to disinfectant, choose those that are in solution in order for a more effective result. Kasi nga, sinabi dyan, it can penetrate a greater depth doon sa area, doon sa surface area, it can be more effective. Thus, it can kill more organism. By killing more organism, it is essentially lowering the chances that there will be contamination or there will be a spread of diseases once the next batch of poultry species will come into your farm. So, that's for the disinfectant. So, you need to have, or you need to choose those that are in solution. Then, a disinfectant intended for the contamination of buildings should work well in the presence of moderate amount of organic matter. Yun naman. When you are planning to disinfect yung hindi lang equipments, hindi lang materials, but the whole building or the any other facilities that is large, you need to actually have a disinfectant that can work best with the presence of like moderate amount of organic matter. Sure, you need to clean it first, but when it comes to this size, pag masyadong malaki na yung building, hindi naman guaranteed na ma-remove mo completely lahat ng mga organic matter. So, kailangan that you buy and use a disinfectant that can work well in the presence of moderate amount of organic matter. Hindi naman sinasabi na dapat kahit may organic matter is tatalab to. Hindi pwede. So, kailangan na i-remove mo muna as much as possible. Pero, yun nga, while it is not possible na mare-remove mo lahat ng organic matter in such a large area. So, kailangan gagamitin mong disinfectant is yung it can actually work with the presence of moderate amount of organic matter or any other foreign object. Okay? Then, it should be compatible with soap or detergent, safe to building materials, and relatively non-toxic to man and animal. So, yeah, the disinfectant, again, since you are dealing with a lot of cleaning materials, like for example, soap and detergents, it should be compatible with it. It should not counteract the effect of the soap and detergent, and then vice versa. The soap and detergent should not counteract the effect of the disinfectant. Okay, so again, another one is that it should be safe to building materials, and then more on like for example, it should be non-corrosive, mga ganun, and then it should not be or toxic. to man and animal. Since we are dealing again with disinfectants that are used for our poultry species, then it should be non-toxic to the poultry species. And then since you are dealing directly, the farmer or the raiser is dealing directly with disinfectant, then it should also be non-toxic to the raiser or the farmer. Okay? Then a disinfectant should be readily soluble and effective against wide variety of infectious agents. So that's basically the best possible disinfectant wherein it can inflict effect or damage to a wide variety. So when we say a wide variety, di lang siya for, like for example, this is specific bacteria or this is specific virus. So it should be diverse enough in applying its action to a lot of these infectious agents. Kasi hindi mo naman mapipinpoint uh, exactly yung bacteria that is causing disease doon sa farm mo. So you need to actually go for a disinfectant that is can be effective against wide variety of infectious diseases. Okay, so that's basically um, the the best disinfectant that you can have, the one that can destroy or affect all of a wide variety of infectious agents. So when it comes to when we are talking about cleaning and disinfections, madami diyang mga disinfectants that are used in poultry farms. So hindi lang isa, hindi lang dadalawa. So like for example, phenolic compounds can be a disinfectant. So usually these phenolic compounds can be used for food tips and routine disinfection of poultry houses, premises, and equipment before restocking or after an outbreak of diseases. So if you are looking for, like for example, your farm had this outbreak of disease and you are looking for disinfectant, then look for disinfectants with phenolic compounds. Okay, and then also in like biosecurity measures, when you are planning to install food baths, then you can use this disinfectant that have phenolic compounds in it. Because yun nga, yun yung ginagamit nila in order to effectively destroy yung mga organisms, harmful organisms that may be present doon sa mga foodwares natin. Okay? So that's one example of disinfectant, yung phenolic compound. Then another one is organic iodine combination or yung iodophores like povidone and slash iodine. So ito namang organic iodine combinations natin like for example iodophores. This is used primarily for final disinfections of poultry houses and equipments. So these compounds are most effective on clean surfaces. Yun nga yung sinasabi. There are different disinfectants, so you need to actually choose, select the disinfectant based on the situation that you are in. So like for example, kanina, mga phenolic compounds na containing disinfectants work best for food baths, for disinfecting the area after a outbreak. Tapos ito namang mga organic iodine combinations natin, they work best as final disinfectant since they are most effective on clean surfaces. So meaning, hindi pwede na yung disinfectant mo is a iodophore or organic iodine combination pag unang cleaning and disinfection mo pa lang. Or yung madami pang present ng mga organic matter. So, hindi siya magiging effective. Okay? So, another disinfectant is on the are disinfectants that contains quaternary ammonium compounds, like for example, benzalconium chloride and then benzaltonium chloride. So these disinfectants that contains this compound, um, mainly they are used again for final disinfections of feeders, waters, and other equipment. And then again, they are effective on clean surfaces. Then it can also be used. Yan. It can be a water sanitizer. So that's another example of disinfectant. So those are basically some of the general disinfectants natin that you can use. So again, yung ano lang doon, take away doon or parang lesson doon is that you cannot just blindly use any disinfectant that is available in the market. So like for example, bumili ka, sinabi ng boss mo mag-disinfect ka nito, punta ka sa pumunta ka sa farm supply, hilingan ng disinfectant without actually looking into the compounds or without actually looking into the content of the disinfectant. So, ang lesson nun is that different situations, different places requires different disinfectants that contains specific compounds. Okay, so those are the disinfectants that you can use. So with that, when it comes to the factors affecting cleaning and disinfecting efficacy, merong mga factors like for example yung surfaces, yung pH, yung temperature. Okay, so debris and organic materials, yung mga when we say organic materials kasi ito yung mga soil that are present kasi hindi maiiwasan yan. Yung mga beddings na nilagay mo, yung mga litter materials na nilagay mo dun sa poultry farm mo, feeds are organic materials, manure of the chicken or the layers, these are all organic materials that can inactivate many disinfectants. Okay? So, especially chlorine and iodine containing compounds. So, ang ibig sabihin yan, one factor that can affect yung cleaning and disinfecting efficacy is yung mga present ng debris and organic material doon sa farm mo. So kung mas marami yung organic material, mas marami yung debris sa farm mo, and then you did not effectively clean the area, then yung efficacy nitong mga disinfectant natin, yung pag-clean and disinfectant ko, then mas mababa. Okay, meaning kung mas mababa yung efficacy, then mas parang lower yung or mas higher yung chances na meron pa rin nabuhay na mga harmful bacteria or harmful living organisms in the area that can cause disease. Kasi nga, we are practicing cleaning and disinfection. Kasi nga, yung purpose, one of the main purpose ng cleaning and disinfection is to remove all of the organic matters and bacteria and other microorganisms that can cause disease to the animal. So that's one factor that you need to consider, the presence ng debris and organic materials doon sa farm. The level, the amount of debris and organic material doon sa farm. Then, cleaning and disinfection procedures should be carried out in a systematic manner to ensure effective reduction, removal, inactivation, and destruction of the virus. So, removal of all organic material prior to application of a disinfectant is essential. Ang ibig sabihin lang nito, when it comes to a systematic manner, you have a procedure, a protocol that is specific or that is unique to the farm that you need to follow. So like for example, kumbaga, ang una dapat na gagawin, you need to clean all of the, you need to remove all of the equipments, the feeders, the waters, and then clean it. So you need to clean it using a pressure hose with soap and detergent. Pag ganun yung protocol, then you need to follow that protocol. Okay? And then second, you need to remove all of the debris, the organic matter that is present in the poultry house, clean it with pressure hose. You need to do this twice before you actually go to disinfection. Then you need to follow those protocols. So it is a system. You need to carry it out in a systematic manner in order for it to become effective. Okay, so yeah. So in some cases of lightly soiled equipment, the right cleaning with compressed air or blowers may be preferable. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, yun nga, it might be costly or mas makakatipid ka if you are using compressed air or blowers kasi nga wala ka namang ginagamit na tubig, wala ka namang ginagamit na disinfectant. This is only applicable, however, for equipments, materials that are lightly soiled. Ang ibig sabihin ng lightly soiled, hindi siya masyadong madumi. So, kumbaga, dry cleaning lang ng compressed air or blower, matatanggal na yung mga dumi doon, yung mga foreign object, organic matter, then that's it. Okay na. Okay? So, again, depends again on the situation. Pag you deem the equipment to be clean, pero meron lang konting mga dumi-dumi, then you can use compressed air or blowers. Okay? Then, there are additional factors that can affect cleaning and disinfection efficacy that should be considered. So, one is yung surface type. So, I guess you can apply this to a lot of situations. So to some situations kasi usually dito sa Pilipinas yung like for example yung flooring, especially doon sa mga commercial farms natin, either a solid or a slatted flooring or it can be like made of bamboo slats that are slatted, so mga ganun. So usually mga wood surfaces yung ating ginagamit or plastic surfaces. Bibihira lang, I guess, yung mga concrete surfaces or maybe on a large commercial farm. Okay? But again, the surface type is a factor that can affect the cleaning and disinfecting efficacy. So, porous, uneven, crack, or pitted surfaces, especially wooden surfaces and earthen floors, are difficult to disinfect. Again, kasi nga, these are porous. When I say porous, it can absorb some of the moisture. Like for example, it can absorb yung mga foreign materials, organic matter, uneven or crack na mga surfaces. Yung sa crack part doon, sa gap, pwedeng pumunta yung mga ano doon, pumunta yung mga foreign objects or organic matter and then mahihirapan ka ng mga disinfect or ma-clean yun. For yung mga wooden surfaces naman, usually they are more absorbent compared dun sa mga solid like for example concrete. So, usually mas mahirapan ka ulit na i-disinfect or i-clean itong mga to. So again, surface type, it is one of the factors that can affect the efficacy of disinfection and cleaning. And then, some chemical disinfectants may also be incompatible with or corrosive to certain materials or surface types. Ang ibig sabihin nito, maybe some of those chemical disinfectants that you are using, it can be, or it is not effective with this type of surface. Or it can be corrosive with this type of surface and then you can deal damage doon sa housing mo. So, like for example, metal, rubber, plastic, these are some surface type. So, baka yung disinfectant, hindi siya effective sa metal. Baka yung disinfectant na yun, sa rubber, it is corrosive or it can damage that material. So, again, you need to consider a lot of factors first. Hindi lang yung basta-basta ka na lang bibili ng disinfectant without actually considering a lot of factors. Again, one is yung surface type. Then, due to the construction and presence of uneven surfaces on equipment, equipment cleaning and disinfection procedures can be difficult. Especially yun, kasi nga hindi naman flat na lang yung mga equipment. May mga shapes naman yan, mga curves, shapes, nooks and crannies, yung mga equipments natin that can be difficult to disinfect and clean. So, pag ganito na yung situation, then maybe heat is a more effective approach or method in order to inactivate the virus or bacteria or any other harmful microorganism on these surfaces. Kasi nga usually naman namamatay naman yung mga microorganisms, harmful microorganisms within a certain level of temperature. So if you are applying heat, just make sure that you are applying the correct temperature in order to kill effectively and efficiently kill those microorganisms like microorganisms, viruses, bacteria. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Then another like factor that you need to consider is yung pH. So the activity of some disinfectants is also affected by pH because it changes the degree of ionization doon sa chemical disinfectant. So pag na-change kasi yung degree of ionization, this can decrease the efficacy. This can decrease the efficiency effect of the disinfectant. Okay? So like for example, the efficacy of phenols, acids, and hypochlorites are decreased as pH increases. So meaning pag mas nagiging alkaline na yung pH, yung mga efficacy ng mga disinfectants natin that contains phenol, like for example, decreases. In contrast naman yung mga disinfectants natin that contains quaternary ammonium compounds have a greatest efficacy pag mas mataas yung pH. Okay, so again, you need if you are in a sophisticated na poultry farm, maybe they are looking into the pH ng mga water or mga other compounds natin that may affect the efficacy of our disinfectant. So you can also consider yung pH. But I think for a lot of us, especially those that are in a simple commercial farms, it might be an added cost to actually test out the pH of this thing, the pH of this um, material, the pH of this liquid, mga ganun. So maybe this can only be applied or it can be applied all throughout whatever farm naman as long as you have the resources and the technical knowledge to actually look into the pH. Okay? Then, aside from that, water quality. So, the water quality used when diluting and applying detergents and disinfectant is important. Ang ibig sabihin yan, hindi porket disinfectant na yan or detergent na yan ginagamit, kahit anong type ng quality ng water na yung gagamitin. Hindi naman pwede. Kasi nga, kung marumi yung tubig na gagamitin mo, it can contain microorganism, it contains microorganism and any other foreign materials. Wala rin silbi. Parang wala rin kina-counteract niya yung effect ng disinfectant. Kasi nga matumi yung tubig na gagamitin mo sa pag-cleaning and disinfecting or any other pag binabanlaw mo na yung mga equipments, then wala rin silbi. Okay? So you need to take into consideration yung water quality. So water hardness can inactivate or reduce the effectiveness of certain disinfectants. So like for example, yung mga quaternary ammonium compounds natin. So be sure to consider any standing water or other water sources that present that may immediately dilute the disinfectant during application. So ang ibig sabihin yan, nagdi-disinfect ka nga doon sa area mo, meron kang nakitang pool of water na hindi natanggal or hindi na dry out doon sa flooring. tapos dinisinfect mo yun, eh wala rin silbi. Okay? Then, another one, nagdi-disinfect ka, tapos pag-apply mo ng pag-apply, wala pang 2 minutes, 3 minutes, umulan na. So it can dilute the disinfectant and then this can reduce the efficacy. Okay, so yan, you take into consideration itong mga to. Then, another factor that you need to consider is temperature. So some disinfectants are less effective or ineffective at low temperatures. Depende na yan. So additionally, disinfectant solution may freeze outdoors under low temperature conditions. So pag nag-freeze na yan, it can reduce the efficacy. So as much as possible, look into the temperature of the area that you are working on, if it is suitable for disinfection. So when possible, buildings and equipments should be heated to approximately 20 degrees Celsius at least when applying disinfectants. So elevated temperatures can aid microorganism destruction. However, pag higher yung temperature naman, it can also accelerate yung decomposition or evaporation ng mga disinfectant. So meaning, pag masyadong mataas yung temperature, yung disinfectant na yun, mabilis na mawala, mabilis na ma-evaporate. And maybe it will not have enough time to actually take its effect. So mas maganda na hindi naman control, pero wag kang mag-apply ng disinfectant pag masyado naman mataas yung temperature. So excessive heat may also damage items being disinfected. Okay? So, inclement weather conditions, like for example, cold, rain, wind is another factor that you can take into consideration. Especially if you're disinfecting the outside of the poultry farm. Mahirap talaga. Like for example, yung wind, gumagamit ka ng parang hose, sprayer, wala rin silbi kasi yung wind, itayab ng tubod lang, DJ particles, DJ disinfectant. Same goes sa rain. Nag-disinfect ka, umuulan naman. So, nadidilute yung ating disinfectant and then this can reduce the efficacy. So, as much as possible, work in a good weather. Meaning yung sunny, hindi masyadong mainit, hindi masyadong malamig, hindi windy, and then hindi siya umuulan. Okay? So, those are the factors that you can consider when actually looking into or factors that you can consider in order to be more accessible, have a more efficient cleaning and disinfection. Okay, so that's it for this topic on the cleaning and disinfection. So it is more of like, I did not deeper into, like for example, how will you clean this and then how will you disinfect this, kasi it will be discussed as we go along with the topics, like for example in the management practices of broilers. Meron naman part doon na cleaning and disinfection. Then I will discuss yung cleaning and disinfection sa broiler farm. Okay? So I've introduced lang dito what is cleaning and what is disinfection and then the factors and then some types of disinfections that you can use. Okay? So with that, thank you for listening and have a great day.